Hello, hello Pisces. Welcome to your April 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Pisces. And if you have any questions or specific information that you would like to have show up, you can set your intention for that. You can ask for that information to make an appearance. Take a deep breath into the diaphragm. Notice anything that's coming up in the body. And I'm going to lay this spread out and then we're going to get into the reading. Okay, so I have these mindfulness cards which have really straightforward advice. So I'm getting insight and awareness as being your category. So let's see. Nope, that one wants to come up. Okay. Tension is a teacher. I know this is kind of hard to read. While tightness and constriction in your body can literally be a pain, those feelings can also be instructive. Physical tightness is often a symptom of something going on in our minds. Over the course of our lives, we tend to develop patterns of physical tension in response to stress and difficult emotions. If you can learn to recognize the patterns and correlations between your mind and body, you can intentionally relax those parts of the body before the tension builds. Okay, this is another thing that I really like to remind people is that the aches, the pains, the mood swings, depression, anything like that is giving you information on adjustments that need to be made and things that your body, mind, and spirit are needing. And so it's just, one way to look at it is it's information. It's simply information to help you access the best version of yourself, even if it's a pain. And the animal card is frog. So I'm getting like super adaptable and just kind of nourishment is coming through in this. I think that you're going to have to pay attention to what it is that you're really, really needing this month, because the taking care of frogs, like think about if you were to like keep one at home, right? They actually require many little things, and it's a highly nuanced environment that they need in order to survive. And so I'm just getting that you want to treat yourself with the same type of compassion and TLC. Like how would you care for a frog? Like you might mist the tank all the time and keep lots of activities and fun stuff inside of the cage with it. So that's the imagery that I'm getting as I'm reading this for you. So that is just a reflection of the same type of nurturing you want to give yourself. And then we have birth. Find your sacred creative womb space, whether it's time, tools, or a literal space. Seek the appropriate midwife. Trust the process. All will be revealed in due time. That's really straightforward, so I'm not even going to unpack that anymore. It's like whichever phrase feels like it stuck with you is what you needed to hear. Now the central energy for you in April is death. Let's see what the crossing energy is. Oh, this is exciting. I'm already excited. Okay, 10 of Swords. So this is like the big revelation, like all the information, all these lessons are like coming to a head, and it's helping you to be reborn. That is literally what you have happening in April. You're being reborn. This is unlike anything you have ever accessed before. And I think that this is such a blessing. And I know that the 10 of Swords and the Death card both get so much hate. And I simply do not see it that way. It's like this is going to be a life-changing month for you. Life-changing. It's going to help shift the direction that you're going and the way that you are in the world. So let's see what else is going on, but just know you're really playing a big game this month. What you have shifting out is the Magician. So I think there were probably a lot of things that you were manifesting and asking for. And now this is either allowing the space for that to take place, to be created, right? So if you actually need literal space, then that means you need some things to be cleared out in order for that manifestation to come in. Or this is an internal part of you that is being reborn so that you can actually attain the manifestations and the things that you've been requesting God, divine source, the universe to send you. The oncoming energy is the Five of Cups. Let me clarify this really quick. Queen of Coins. So it's one of those things where contrast is what will help you. Now, the oncoming position, I think that, anytime you have death in the Ten of Swords, there's a natural grief process, right? Like growing, and the amount of leveling up that you're doing in April is something that it's kind of like when you're getting to your destination on a plane and there's turbulence, that's a part of the process. So I think that when you're trying to grow and when your threshold for whatever it is you're manifesting is increasing, there's a part of you that kind of gets freaked out a little bit, or maybe a lot. And so that's kind of what's happening, is in order to access that Queen of Coins and embody that Queen of Coins, which is grounded and stable and able to make things happen and get those resources and have those relationships and whatever else, that emotional growth needs to take place first. Like, remember, the path to getting the things that you want, whatever has been a big struggle in your life or a big pain point for you, in order to deviate from that experience, it is like the dark night of the soul, essentially. And that's what the Five of Cups is showing you, is like, remember that the pain and frustration that comes along is what opens you up to the biggest gifts. Like, being broken open is what makes room for that thing to come in. So it's all because I think like I said, your threshold is increasing. So you're getting what you're asking for. The problem is that it might not feel easy. Like, it might really be something where you need to challenge yourself. And I know that maybe you're exhausted, but I'm not getting this as something where you need to exert all this energy. There's nothing about this that is telling me you need to work. It's not necessarily about that. It's about acknowledging what's in the body, what is the pain, what is the information that's coming up. And that pain is healing. That's where you heal it, is if you see it, you feel it, you recognize it, you allow it to exist, you give yourself the nurturing and the comfort that you need in the moment, and you are being reborn in April. And part of that is going to come with that split and broken open feeling so that you can break through to that next level. This is the biggest gift. I would say you guys are having the most profound April that I've read yet. Without a doubt, this is going to be a big one. And if you lean into this Five of Cups, and I'm just getting this as emotional fear, honestly, fear of disappointment, fear of heartbreak, fear of things not going well. And remember, if you're wanting something big, if you're wanting something to change, the stakes are automatically raised, right? Like, if you want a whole bunch of money, most of the time your risks to get there are also going to be bigger. If you want that relationship and you've experienced a lot of pain in that area of your life, if let's say you pull in a huge whopper of a soulmate, it can be a shock to the system. And so your threshold for it, you have to be broken open. You have to access that dark part of you in order to break through to the other side. Now, in the outward manifestation, we have the Nine of Swords. This is you having to challenge that fear, right? I know that there's so many people that are going to be like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do any more work. I'm not saying this is work. I'm not seeing this as like an awful month. I'm seeing this as your life is changing. Please, please, please love it. Love it. Like, just understand that this is probably the best thing that could be happening right now. To clarify, we have the 10 of arrows. So this is that you're like having this experience where you're the old fears and the old limitations and the old mechanics of whatever it is was having you run on autopilot is being completely shed and broken down. And so it might make you feel like a hot mess, right? That's kind of how it makes you feel chaotic, like you're in fear, because it's going to light up the pain body. It's going to light up the fear body. And then that's where you can actually release it. So that's where things are getting flipped. Is you might be dealing with some serious challenges right now, but this is what's setting you up for success so that you're able to hold on to some pretty massive manifestations that you've called in. This is what you have to do in order to get that thing that you're calling in. In the subconscious, 8 of Cups, a total revelation and change in perspective. What did I tell you? Like, this is the ultimate growth month. I've never seen anything like this in my entire time of doing this channel. And so I really hope you're able to see the light in this, because I just see it as being so, it is such a gift to have these cards on the table right now when you have the Magician sitting right here. This is like everything you've asked for, everything you desire, everything you're wanting, everything you're needing, everything that you have been actively placing an order for now has to come in. But remember, if you've been in a damaged state, it's just you're going to experience that turbulence in order to get there. That change in perspective needs to occur in order for you to hold on to it. If you don't go through this process, it's going to slip through your fingers. And so this is the ultimate way to increase your receptibility, or your ability to receive things. Okay? Now the advice for you is the King of Cups. Honor the emotions, please. If you're sad, if you're scared, that's okay. If you're having a hard time, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with the feelings that come up. Please do not judge yourself. Remember, it's information. When these things come up, it's information of how you're healing and what is coming up next for you. So I'm just getting that the more you can respect the things that are coming up, the easier this is going to be for you. Okay? Because it's kind of like, oh man, I'm feeling defeated, or I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to hold on to this thing, or I'm worried that this is going to lead to disappointment, or this isn't going to work out, or whatever. It's okay to acknowledge that you're feeling that way. It's okay to have those thoughts. It's normal if you're seeing things you've never seen before. And so just be extra gentle with yourself. Take good care of yourself this month. In the external influences, we have the 3 of Wands, and this is like that space. Like, I think you have a lot of space to create and like call in more things, or like build. Because when I think of the 3 of Wands, it's like having that plot of land, everything's out in the open, and you can start building as you go. And so I think that you're really starting to create a new vision. Like, as you're going through this, you're going to see like, oh, this is what I'm able to create as a result. This is where my energy can go. This is what I'm building. This is what I want to call in as I'm making strides towards that next version of myself. Hopes and fears. We have the 2 of Swords. So being blind. I think you really, being as psychic and sensitive as you are, this is where it's going to be the scariest, is the fact that you don't have absolute certainty of how things are going to pan out. Hey, I completely empathize and understand you on that, because as a psychic and doing this work for a living, it's hard not being able to see my own stuff, like not being able to read it fully. And that's where it just can be really frustrating. So I completely understand you on that, but remember that there's a reason why you can't see it fully for yourself. The outcome of April is Five of Swords. I'm going to clarify this one for you guys. Because I like that we're wrapping this up because it's showing that the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, there's resolution to that. You want the 5 of Swords because it's about walking away from the battle, right? Like everything has been wrapped up in a nice little package and you're heading into a new version. So let's see, to clarify the 5 of Swords, we have the 9 of Wands. So you get to pick up the pace. I think that May is going to be a big month because of what's going on with your energy. Now the 5 of Swords, like I said, walking away from the battle, and you're heading towards like victory, attainment. The 9 of Wands is, okay, we finally get to get stuff done, make things happen, and progress. Like you're going from the shedding phase into the building phase. Now let's get into the timeline. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. The first, second, third, and fourth quarter, that'll be where you end the month of April. First thing, so this is where you start the month. We have the Lovers. This is probably going to go back somewhere relational, right? That wounding around any type of connection or things that are heart-centered. So anything based in the ego or self-concept is also going to be coming up, because this is showing one of two things. It's either you're working on relationships and that is a primary focus for you, and that's what you're healing this month so that you can get that ideal partner, right? This could also be healing those heart wounds this month and finally seeing some resolution to those things that have been causing pain, have been causing darkness, whatever it is that you've been witnessing. So that's what's coming up here. And then the second quarter, we have the Queen of Coins. You have already done a lot of the work. Remember that this is just like we're clearing out the closet. We're getting things done. We're like sweeping out all the cobwebs and kind of tidying things up internally. And that's setting you up to build, to actually cultivate and create the things that you want, like with the 3 of Wands. This is in the external. It's very important because the Queen of Coins is what's helping you get there. Third quarter, 10 of Coins, stability. Remember that you're coming into greater stability. This is legacy, foundation, long-term success as a result of this. I tell you, there is not a single thing that I would want different about this reading for you. This is beyond beautiful to me. So I really hope you guys can see that too. And I know not everyone can, but I really do see that. I hope you can see that. Wrapping up the month of April, Page of Coins. Ta-da! Okay, so this is like, you're able to plant that new seed and have that fresh start, and you get to start from that place that maybe you were struggling getting to. So this is all coming full circle. It's like you have such a solid foundation. You've done so much work. You've done so much healing. And now you're actually beginning to fully bring it together in a way where it makes sense and you're able to head in a direction that makes sense for you. All right, now we have a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to pick a card, any card, whichever one is calling to you. Or, I mean, hey, if you want all 3, you can do that too. You can ask a question, whatever feels good. This is an oracle deck, by the way, not a tarot deck. So card number 1. Hiding, right? So there might be some resistance to wanting to confront some of the things that come up. Totally normal. But remember, when you honor it, when you see it, when you feel it, you're gonna heal it. So don't hide from it. Try to, and I know it's hard to like sit in a pain point or in a position that's really uncomfortable, but that is going to be what shifts it faster. Card number 2, broken and hatched. What did I say? What did I say? What did I freaking say? This is the exact thing that I have been talking about in this reading, is you're being broken open. You're accessing, I'm like so ridiculously excited for you guys. It's about that release and that revelation. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is a month where you're being reborn. Hands down, biggest month that I've seen for any sign this month. Card number 3, ripe fruits. It's ready. It's ripe for the picking. It's ready to be taken. It's ready to be executed. You've done the planning. You've done the prep work. You've done everything that you can do. You're ready. You are ready for this. And I think you're able to receive it. And on that note, my lovely, lovely Pisces friends, I wish you nothing but the best for April. I am sending you so much love and so much support during this time. Take good care of yourself this month. It's a big one for you. Don't forget, if you do need support, if you do need to work with me, there's plenty of ways to do that. Check out the description box for all the links. I absolutely adore working with you guys. It's the biggest gift I have on this earth, and I just have so much appreciation being able to do this with you guys. So sending you lots of love. Check out the description box also for the decks that I used today. So check that out as well, and have a lovely April, everybody. I cannot wait to see what revelations you guys have this month. Drop a comment, say hello, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.